The message came through at 1:47 a.m. Where are you? Please answer. I'm scared. I stared at my phone in the dark, the screen lighting up a room that no longer felt like mine. For years, I'd begged for messages like that, signs of concern, curiosity, anything. Now that I was gone, she finally noticed the silence. I didn't reply. The truth is, the distance didn't start with shouting or betrayal. It started quietly, with dinners eaten separately, with conversations that ended in shrugs, with her scrolling through her phone while I talked about my day, nodding without really hearing. At first, I blamed myself. I worked longer hours. I came home tired. I thought love meant enduring dry seasons. So I tried harder, planned weekends, brought home small surprises, asked her what was wrong. Nothing, she'd say, eyes fixed on the TV. I'm just tired. Tired turned into cold. Cold turned into routine. Month became years. She stopped touching me unless I initiated. Even then, it felt obligatory, like checking a box. When I asked if she was still happy, she laughed softly and said, "You're overthinking again." I started doubting my own feelings. Maybe this was just marriage. Maybe passion fading was normal. But loneliness doesn't fade. It settles in your chest and makes a home there. Then came the small things I couldn't explain away. Her phone never left her side. She angled the screen away from me. If I entered the room suddenly, she'd lock it too quickly, then accuse me of snooping with a half smile that felt rehearsed. Missed calls from unknown numbers. Spam, she said. Late evenings out with friends from work I'd never met. When I suggested joining once, she stiffened. It's just not your crowd. I asked myself what I'd done wrong. I replayed arguments, searched for moments where I might have failed her. I apologized for things I didn't understand just to keep the peace. Still, the distance grew. One night, I woke up and reached for her. The bed was cold. I checked the time, 2:30 a.m. She came in quietly minutes later, smelling of unfamiliar perfume layered over mint gum. Where were you? I asked. Went for a drive, she said too quickly. Couldn't sleep. She met my eyes. That was the night something inside me shifted. Not anger, acceptance. I stopped asking questions. I stopped waiting up. I stopped trying to pull warmth from someone who no longer reached back. Instead, I focused on myself, long walks, quiet evenings, reconnected with friends I drifted from. She noticed the change immediately. You're distant, she said one morning, frowning over her coffee. I almost laughed. A week later, I accidentally saw the message. Her phone buzzed while she was in the shower. A name I didn't recognize lit up the screen. Last night felt real. I wish we didn't have to hide. My hands shook, but my mind was calm in a way that scared me. When she came out, wrapped in a towel, I held up the phone. Who is this? Her face crumpled, not with shock, but with exhaustion. It didn't mean anything, she said. At first, those words echoed. She admitted it slowly. Emotional closeness, feeling understood, feeling alive again. She said she felt invisible at home, that she tried to tell me but didn't know how. I listened. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I tried, I said quietly. For years. That's when she panicked. She cried, apologized, promised to cut him off. She said she realized what she stood to lose only when she felt me pulling away, when she saw I no longer chased her. I don't want to lose you, she said, gripping my hands like a lifeline. But something had already broken, not because of him, but because of the years before him. The years of being alone, while married. The years of asking for warmth and being told I was imagining the cold. I moved out 2 days later. That's when the messages started. Long paragraphs. Midnight calls. Memories she suddenly cherished. Photos from happier times sent like proof we were real. I didn't hate her. I still loved parts of her. But love without presence is just memory. The night I finally replied, I wrote only one sentence. I needed you when I was still there. She never responded. Healing wasn't dramatic. It was quiet. Learning to cook for one. Sleeping without tension. Remembering that love shouldn't feel like begging. I learned something painful but necessary. Some people don't realize your value until you stop shrinking to stay. By the time she panicked, I was already gone, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. And walking away, slowly and deliberately, was the first warm thing I'd felt in years.